beautiful day here in Seattle, and it bodes well for the rest of the weekend as we take a look at Elliott Bay and Myrtle Edwards Park here in Seattle, and down in Soto at Safeco Field. It's the rubber match. The Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Bill Kruger, and our Root Sports crew on hand here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Houston Astros.
The starting lineup for the Astros from interim manager Tom Lawless. We have Robbie Grossman leading off in left field. Jose Altuve, the second baseman, leading the league in hits, average, and stolen bases. Dexter Fowler in center field in third. Chris Carter, the Mariner killer, will be the DH cleaning up. Singleton at first. Matt Dominguez is third base. Alex Presley will be in right field. Max Stassi will be your catcher tonight and caught Topriano all season long. And Jonathan Villar, who came up clutch last night for the Astros, hitting ninth and playing shortstop. Starting pitcher for tonight, Asasi Irakuma. He's been brilliant so far this year. You see the numbers. They're eye-popping, particularly that walk number. 13 of 24 starts. He's had no walks. In fact, had a streak of 32 and a third straight without walking a batter this year.
We'll be keeping you updated on other happenings with Oakland and Kansas City and Detroit as we talk about the wild card chase. Mariners half game behind Detroit. As we are ready now, here's the first pitch of the ball game by Iwakuma. And it's ball one. Umpire at home plate is Pat Holberg, 28 years old, Iowa native. Minor league call up this year. Scott Barry's at first, Mark Carlson at second, and Jeff Nelson at third. To Robbie Grossman, the left fielder, switch hitter. Robbie 1 for 5 in last night's ball game and 3 for 5 in the opener. Mariners won the first game 4-1. Astros 2-1 last night. First strike of the ball game by Iwakuma. He's got a 4-2 career record against Houston at 7 starts, 1-1 here at Safeco Field, and this season 2-1 in his starts against the Astros overall.
I was just going to say, Dave, there's a moratorium after 2 balls. He has to throw a strike. It's just a requirement.
He's back in the count right here at 2-2.
And it's amazing because he's only like 48% fastballs. That means 52% of his pitches are off speed, yet he's only walked 14 guys. 14! It's phenomenal.
That it is, and it's been enjoyable to watch it. Wind blowing slightly towards home plate. Next pitch, strike 3 call. Boy, started out 2-0, comes back with a strikeout looking. That's Asashi Iwakuma.
Take a look at the Mariners on defense tonight. James Jones getting the start in left field. Austin Jackson in center. Michael Saunders will be in right field across the diamond. Kyle Seager at third. Brad Miller at short. Robinson Cano, the all-star, at second. Logan Morrison holding down first base. The battery, Asashi Irakuma and Mike Zunino.
League's #1 hitter, Jose Altuve. Mariners have held him in check to this point. Right at Cano, 2 down.
Well, you take a look at 2 really good second basemen in this league. The numbers stack up pretty comparably. Altuve just having a terrific year. I mean, leading the league in average, in hits, in stolen bases. Robinson Cano, though, is an all-around player. Throws guys out from the outfield, has mentorship, leadership, and delivers in the clutch, and has been a big difference maker for this team.
Absolutely. Quick 2 outs here in the first inning, just underway at Safeco Field. Here's switch hitting center fielder Dexter Fowler. Coming up in the top of the third, baseball commissioner Bud Selig will stop by as he makes a farewell tour here in Seattle. His next stop, San Francisco, trying to get to just about every franchise in the big leagues. 0-1. Fowler 0 for 4 in last night's game and 1 for 5 in game #1.
He's been missing a little bit this year. He was out for a couple of months with an intercostal injury. Back in the lineup now and patrolling center field, which he does very well.
And that long-legged Gary Maddox, Devon White mold. Play shallow and cover gap to gap.
couple of nice examples back from our day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kuma's got him 2-1. Strike the low end of the zone, 2-2.
Sashi be very happy to see that continue to be called a strike, because that just would work very nicely into his split.
Well, he'll take a mortgage on that pitch. You kidding? 2-2. Count runs full. Chris Carter, very dangerous hitter on deck.
And he's starting to figure it out, which is frightening for the rest of the league.
3-2 to Fowler. Strike him out. So Iwakuma, a 1-2-3 first inning, and waving the Kuma towels as he needs just 12 pitches to get through the first inning. Mariners coming to bat. Top of the order coming up. You got Austin Jackson on the left. Michael Saunders batting in the 2-hole tonight. As the Mariners try to get this rubber match, let's take a look at the rest of the batting order for the M's.
Time now for our Mariners starting lineups, brought to you by Chevron. As usual, Austin Jackson leading off in center field. Michael Saunders getting a start right, hitting second. The dependable, durable, and great Robinson Cano hitting third. Morales will be your DH cleaning up. Kyle Seager hitting fifth and playing third base. Logan Morrison, the 7th home run, hit it off the scoreboard just below the Hit It Here Cafe last night. Brad Miller, a hot bat over the last 9 games, hitting over 400, will be at your shortstop position. Mike Zunino catching, and James Jones getting a start out in left field. And here's the young man getting his first big league start, Nick Tropiano. You see the numbers down in Oklahoma City. Pretty good numbers. Led the league in ERA, batting average against. A tough customer. But again, nerves will be a big factor. Has an outstanding changeup. Not a real hard thrower. Good control.
First pitch to Austin Jackson in there for a strike. Tropiano's got about 20 to 25 family and friends that came out from Long Island. And, yep, they're nervous just a little bit. Been there, done that. Look at that. Look at Pops. He's just got the rock going.
I'll tell you what, I give him credit. My dad showed up for my first game, and he walked around the concourse. He couldn't even sit down.
Yeah. Good curveball. Talking to Tom Lawless, the interim manager, he says, fastball curve change. He's put himself on the map. Capable of really of doing well. He's got confidence in all 3 pitches. He's going to be a little bit nervous. And he works quickly. There's that breaking ball, got him looking. And there's one down. Stony Brook University out on Long Island on the eastern end. Same university that produced
They're not going to leave anything in the bag tonight. No. Every big moment, they're going to be out of their seats,
it's like
aren't they, Dave?
Pop and brother could be done by the third inning. They're right there going, jeez. That's a big deal in the family. You get a youngster to make it to the big leagues. Here's Michael Saunders batting in a 2-hole for the 14th time. Good to have Michael back off the DL. He's had too many visits there.
Yeah, he's such an intriguing player, and you just hope that he can stay healthy, because he can do a lot of things for the club. And timing's pretty good with Dustin Ackley's bone chips bothering his ankle.
That's a blessing.
Michael steps right in, and maybe a little tailwind behind him and do some big things.
VR couldn't make the play. He did nothing but make spectacular plays last night. This one gets by him. Saunders is aboard with 1 out.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Houston Astros this evening. Robbie Grossman will be in left. Dexter Fowle, the rangy one, in center. Alex Presley in right. He can really run. Around the infield, Dominguez, Villar, Altuve, Singleton at first base. The battery, Nick Tropiano, first time around, and his catcher from AAA, Max Stassi, behind the plate.
Villar last night was he was stellar. Came up with a big hit late. Made 4 or 5 outstanding plays in the field. He's got a plus arms. Cano stands in, and Tropiano, being from New York, he spent many a night watching Cano swing the bat. Now see what he can do against the perennial all-star second baseman.
Well, the big thing when you're a rookie and the first time around, nobody's seen you, so go right at him. I think this will be a little easier night for Cano. Last night, Boyd McHugh just buried that cutter in on him time and time again. I think he's going to get balls out over plate that he can manipulate, Dave. So look for Robinson to have a big night.
He's 2-0 here against Tropiano. Tropiano 6'4", 201. 2-0 count. All 3. On deck is Kendrys Morales. Tropiano, a 5th round pick, June 11, 2011 draft. 9-5 with a 3.03 ERA at AAA, Oklahoma City. Cano swinging 3-0, popped it up. Center fielder Fowler coming in. 2 outs.
Got the free swing right there, Dave. The ball just got in on him a little bit. I think Tropiano really meant to throw the ball there, and Cano was looking out over the plate, so it worked in his favor. He was fortunate.
When you were facing, take back to your early days, when you were facing a team the first time, and what's it like from your standpoint, knowing that they've never seen you? They've got word of mouth and scouting reports.
I think the big thing is to be aggressive with your good stuff. I mean, I was one that wanted to know where the guy wanted the fastball. I knew what I wanted to do when I got ahead of him because I had a good curveball, but I just needed to know that much. And then it's just being aggressive, as you mentioned. These guys are still trying to figure out what you like to go to, trying to find your release point, speed, etc.
It's backhand by Stassi.
Of course, that was after my knee stopped rocking.
Right.
That first start against the then California Angels. Freddie Lynn, Reggie Jackson, Rod Carew.
But it must have been an eventful morning when you woke up that day.
Yeah, I was so brand new to pitching. I'd only been pitching for 2 years, so I was a fish out of water.
Swing and a miss by Morales. 1-2.
They said this kid can throw his changeup any time in the count. There you go, right there. Pulled the string, an empty one.
Change up to the lefty, slider to the right-handers. Two out to Saunders first. Saunders takes off, and this one fouled back.
Changed eye level right there with the fastball. Tied up Morales just a fuzz. And that's the big thing. You got to have velocity isn't a big deal, but they create enough space that you can use that changeup. That's a big deal. Besides location and getting ahead and all that stuff. All that minor detail stuff.
Right. 1-2 pitch popped up. Third baseman yields to VR. That's Dominguez. And the family enjoying it. They've come 3,000 plus miles. They're through the first inning. No score here at Safeco Field. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by CenturyLink. Your link to what's next. Buy Jack in the Box right now at Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by your Northwest Buick dealers. Good view from the east side of Lake Washington, looking across Juanita Bay towards downtown. Bring you back into Safeco Field with the Mariners and the Astros. No scores. We go to the second inning. Chris Carter looks at strike one. Carter, second in home runs in the American League, seventh in slugging. He struck out a lot. He's third in the league there, but first in home runs per at bat, Bill.
Yeah, this young man's starting to figure it out, and that is a frightening prospect for the rest of the league. You look back to July 1, this guy is leading the league in home runs. In fact, leads all of baseball with 23 homers, slugging, RBIs, OPS. He's finally starting to realize that he doesn't have to pull the ball.
Not with that strength, he doesn't.
And he's starting to rocket balls the other way and staying on pitches a little bit longer, and that's going to turn him into a really scary hitter.
Tom Lawless telling me yesterday this strike discipline has improved exponentially.
But he's up against Irakuma, so good luck there.
2-1 pitch. High and deep to center field. Ranging over to get it is Austin Jackson for the first out. Bring up John Singleton. The Kuma towels. Fans enjoying it here. Kuma looking for his 15th win. He's 6th in ERA in the American League. Here's John Singleton, the first baseman. 2 for 5 in the series. RBI double last night. Hit a ball off the yellow tape top of the fence. Right field.
You could hang some laundry on that puppy. That ball was hit on the line off a pretty nasty left-hander, Elias. And here's a guy with some power. He's hit some home runs, but again, tried to do too much when he got to the big leagues, and now starting to settle in a little bit and understand that his power is the other way and stay on pitches longer. Sort of a familiar tune as to what Chris Carter is doing.
2-0. Kansas City a 2-0 lead, 8th inning at Detroit. John Glasgow will be with us throughout the ball game to update us on what's going on with the other contest.
Mariners win, they're back in the wild card. Doesn't matter because either way.
Oakland 1-0 over the White Sox. That's in the 7th in Chicago. 3-0 pitch. 3-1.
Back in the friendly confines for Kuma. I think he is glad to have said goodbye to Texas in that 100-degree heat from his last term. That's the first time I've seen him any less than completely unflappable.
And there is the 15th walk of the season issued by Iwakuma. Singleton's aboard, 1 out, and brings up Matt Dominguez, the 3rd baseman.
I guess we talked about it too much, sort of like the 95% foul shooter, Dave. We just talked about it too much.
During hoop season, I get more people saying, right. I wish I had that kind of impact. How many times have I called for home runs over the years?
Nobody seems to remember that, though.
Correct. Matt Dominguez, their 3rd baseman. 1 for 4 last night. 1 for 3 in game 1. Strike 1.
Good power, 15 home runs. Got some pretty good numbers against Kuma. He's had some success. Good fielding 3rd baseman. 2nd in the league in fielding percentage, though. Kid they like a lot.
And off his hands. Cano's going to take care of it. 2 outs. Felix Hernandez scheduled to take the mound on Saturday against the Oakland A's, and night court is going to be in session at Safeco Field. First 35,000 fans. Good looking shirt there. Limited edition Black King Felix t-shirt. Going to black out Safeco Field for one of the biggest games of the year. That's the King, the Mariners, and the A's Saturday at 6:10. For tickets to night court, the blackout, visit Mariners.com.
Can't miss this young man pitching. I'll tell you, he is something else.
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Hernandez.
You can tell. Big fan there. Long live the King. That might be from about 2 years ago. Alex Presley, the right fielder. He's 3 for 9 career against Iwakuma. This kid's a good outfielder. He can put him in all 3 spots.
And he's starting to figure it out a little bit. His last 46 starts, he's hit 290. They like him. Again, because, as you mentioned, a good outfielder, he can really run.
Up the middle, that's a base hit. Singleton will hold at 2nd. Mariners will enjoy tomorrow off, and then this weekend, CenturyLink linked to what's next. Hopefully, get some really big crowds over the weekend. Important series. Hamill against Paxton, Sonny Gray against Felix, and John Lester coming off a win last night.
Wow,
and Chris
that's
Young.
Some incredible pitching on both sides there. That's going to be just a fantastic weekend of baseball.
2 out, 2 on for Max Stassi, making his season debut.
And you think those A's, you think they're hearing a few footsteps there, Dave?
How do you not?
I think they are.
No question. Mariners take 2 out of 3 in Oakland last week.
You got Paxton. Good luck with that. Nobody can hit him. And Felix, who's absolutely dominated him. And Chris Young, a little payback. He owned him for, what, 3 starts? And then they bull raced him in the first inning, but he righted the ship his last turn. So, like the way it's setting up.
Stassi in the big leagues again. Last year played 3 games for the Astros. Went 2 for 7. I mentioned he caught Tropiano at Oklahoma City, AAA all this season.
There's All-Star down there this year. Had a good season. #1 catching prospect for the Houston Astros.
Young man born in Woodland, California. Lives in Yuba City, California. 5'10", 201. swung it, paid for it. That's going to cost them a run. Singleton scores. Presley, who can run, being waved on. Here's the throw by Miller to home plate. A little high, a little late. Stasi, what a season debut for him. Knocks in 2 runs and an early lead for the Astros. Single, takes second on the throw. 2 runs batted in.
These young players, they don't know any better, Dave. They don't know that's Iacuma out there. That's just a high slider that Stasi smears into left center. There you see a good look at a really good swing by the young man, and then good speed on the bases as this ball gets into the alley. And we see the play at the plate, or it could have been a play at the plate, because
what an early slide, huh? He could have been meat.
He's crawling his way to the plate right
goodness. Here. Get under that barbed wire. That was early. So with 2 outs, the Astros strike here in the 2nd inning. That's Stasi. What a season debut for him. 1-1 pitch. Singles in 2 runs. It's VR, shortstop. Fly ball, driving James Jones back on the track, and can't get it. Scoring on the play is Stasi, and VR will hold at second. An RBI double.
VR, the Mariner killer last night, came up with a game winner and then slices one here to left field. James Jones hasn't spent a ton of time in left field. You can see leaps, kind of feeling for the wall perhaps before he really eyed the baseball into his glove. Certainly not an easy chance. Hits off his wrist. And the Astros tally again.
3 straight balls hit pretty well. 2 outs, a single, a 2-run single, and an RBI double. This from the bottom of the order to 7, 8, 9 men. Not what Mariners had in mind, and of course, as it seems to always happen, you get a walk, that walk scores. Just the 15th walk of the season by Iwakuma when he issued a free pass to Singleton. 1 out. Top of the order now, Robbie Grossman. Seventh man to the plate here for the Astros in the 2nd inning. Seager will throw him out, but damage done by the Astros as they score 3 times. And this is one of the more inelegant slides you're ever going to see. Luckily for Presley, the throw was late and high, and he was able to arrive home safely.
Off Iwakuma, top of the second, the 3-0 lead against the Mariners. Welcome back to Safeco Field. Time for some more scoreboard watching, and don't go to sleep on the Blue Jays in the wild card race. Look, they're within striking distance, and they took care of the Cubs in interleague play tonight by a score of 11-1. Of course, the M's will see the Jays on their upcoming road trip. Let's send it upstairs to Dave, Bill, and a very special guest.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Commissioner of Baseball, Bud Selig, joins us right now. Good to have you in the Pacific Northwest again, sir. How are you?
Pleasure to be here tonight.
Good to have you.
I've enjoyed my relationship with the Seattle club now for, actually, John Ellis reminded me again today, this meeting I became commissioner was their first meeting, so we started together, and they've been great.
That's outstanding. I want to ask you this: as you are moving to retirement, you're going to go to the University of Wisconsin. You're going to do some teaching. I think that's terrific. Your greatest triumph as commissioner, what would you say that would be?
The economic overhaul of the game, giving what I call hope and faith to a lot of clubs, like the Seattle club. Back in the early 90s, that just really didn't exist, but it does now. We have 20 teams on this date with 2.5 weeks left to go that have a chance to be in the playoffs, and that's what this is all about, hope and faith. So I'm proud of a lot of things, but that's the thing I'm proudest of.
You got to love the wild card too. I mean, and adding the second one too, right?
You bet. You bet. That second wild card doesn't look too bad now, does it?
Commission looks real good. Let me tell you. It looks great. And labor peace, that's been a highlight. I mean, 94, you had your difficulties and everything, but things have worked out real well.
Well, actually, we had 8 work stoppages in my career. Bill, you'll remember some of those.
Yeah.
And now we've gone 22 years without one, so it's remarkable.
Great communication. And getting everybody on the same page, I guess,
think that's right. I think we learned our lesson. As terrible as 94 was, and it was terrible, heartbreaking, but we learned our lesson, and I give a lot of people credit. Michael Weiner, who passed away, unfortunately, head of the Players Union, and others. But it's been really good, really good.
Some of the lessons that you learned during your 10 years Rob Manfred's going to take over, what are some things that you're going to tell him or you'd like to pass along to him?
Well, of course, I've worked with him every day, so he knows me so well. Well, but he negotiated the labor thing, and
right.
Labor peace is really important. You've seen the greatest growth in the history of our sport. Stunning growth in the last 10, 15 years because we had labor peace. And you don't have to players fighting with owners and everybody fighting with commissioners, and this has been good.
When you got a great big piece of pie there, you just have to, figure it out, right?
Exactly.
Because everybody wins.
Exactly right. And everybody's better off when you do that.
What's your feeling and what's your reaction? Replay review, since you put that in as you go around to all the clubs and franchises, what's been the thought?
Well, I thought Tony La Russa summed it up best. He said to me in April, when he was still working for us, one Sunday he called me and he went through 6 games that had a replay, and they got him right every time, and he was very proud of that. But he said to me, we had no right to expect it to be this good this fast, and I think that's fair. It's been remarkable. Now, we got some work to do, don't misunderstand me, but we'll do that in the offseason.
I liked what. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it sounds like making some adjustments prior to the playoffs with the whole situation around home plate and the catcher. That might even be too complicated to try to discuss, but it sounds like you've made a little bit of an adjustment there that's probably going to put it in the right place, you think?
We have, Bill, and I'll tell you, I wish Joe Torre were here. This is his rule.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot on this one, okay?
No, I don't mind. I don't mind. And I always kid him. I said, Joe, I got to do your dirty work all over. And he laughed. But I think we've made a lot of progress, had very few complaints. But it's a rule that needs work in the offseason, too. No question about it.
I wanted to ask you about something you touched upon earlier in some of the meetings you had, pace of play, and particularly just start with the Henry Aaron anecdote. You talked about pace of play.
Yeah, Henry and I have been friends since his early Milwaukee days, and then he closed his career with us. And he made a comment to me a month or so ago. We talk a lot, and he said, talk about pace of the game one day, and he was asking me, and he said, I got to tell you, 23 years once I got in the batter's box, he said, I never got out.
Right.
I don't understand that. I got in, it was it. Now then he added laughingly, and if I had, And then what they do today, he said Drysdale or Koufax or Gibson would have drilled me.
No doubt about it.
And there was no doubt about that.
That's exactly right.
And there was no doubt in his mind either. But I agree with him. I think you both heard me today. Guys get out of the box, they don't swing, and
here comes Fowler, the left fielder coming in too. That's Robbie Grossman. Nice play.
Ball one, and the guy starts adjusting everything, and I watch 15 games a night generally, and so I'm home muttering to myself, how can he be adjusting anything? He didn't swing. But we got something working now, and we're gonna have some very strong recommendations on pace of the game in the next 30 days.
And that could be something that'll be put into play for next season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No question.
That's
absolutely.
That is, I think for so many fans, that is really something that they've been wanting for a while.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. Expanded playoffs. Got to like that too. We talked about the wild card. That wrapped the day we had a couple of years ago with Wednesday with so many things happening that last day.
Yeah. Well, you have 20 teams tonight who are within 5.5 games of a playoff berth. Now here we are on September the 10th. 2.5 weeks left in the season, and you still got 20 teams involved. That's pretty good.
Let me throw this one at you. You talked about this earlier. Geographical realignment at some point. When might we expect something like that?
Well, I don't know. I tried it back in the late 90s. I happen to believe I love geographical realignment. I think it makes great sense. Makes sense for fans. Unfortunately, that's one of the few things that didn't go anywhere that I've tried, but which is all right. They'll eventually do it. And in the old days, you had all these East Coast teams that were on a corridor, and they were great rivalries.
Absolutely.
And I know even in the National League Central between Milwaukee, St. Louis, Chicago. Oh, boy, they're terrific.
Can't beat it.
And you can't beat it. So that's for the future.
There's VR making another play. Throws this one away into the camera well. So Seager will get the third, and Brad Miller will get the second.
You could call that a wild throw, couldn't you?
Well, VR, he's been somewhat of an enigma. A talented player, made a couple of incredible plays last night, and then today he missed the one up the middle on the shift. Ball got by him, and then this one he throws in, as I say, into the lumberyard.
A single, and then he's 6. The other thing that, and I heard some of your earlier remarks, or you're talking about tying in the DH with that geographical realignment, and how the DH, that whole discussion is going to come into play.
Well,
what league is it going to be uniform?
No, you're right. The American League guys love it. The National League guys don't like it. There's a long history, which I articulated today. I think the only thing that will move this is the geographical realignment. I call it a catalytic event, and at that point the leagues would then be different and would have to decide the DH, and I suspicion they would do so.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Another topic that certainly near and dear to the thoughts, the folks here in Seattle, and not that you can do anything about it, but directly. But Edgar Martinez has got to go in the Hall of Fame. He got an award named after me. Give me a break.
Yeah, I'm the guy that named the award after.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I look there, and I don't want to be critical of the writers because I think they do a remarkable job, but there always have been guys that I think should be in the Hall of Fame that aren't, and there are some that I'm almost a little surprised when they get in. So I don't know. I guess the only thing I can say to you, you look at the numbers, and my guy Paul Molitor is in the Hall of Fame, and he was a DH the last 15 and a great hitter.
I saw a lot of him in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, wonderful. He played for me for 15 years, and so I agree with you on Edgar, and he'll get in. He just has to get in.
Swing and miss by Zunino. Got a 1-2 count.
I question writers all the time. I don't know how you feel about it, but Jack Morris isn't in the Hall of Fame.
That's a pet peeve of mine.
No, I can't. I know Jack Morris pitched against Milwaukee a lot, and he
hurt you too.
Oh, he was awesome. We were good. They were good. He was a great pitcher. I don't understand how he's not in the Hall of Fame.
And they draw these lines in the sand around certain numbers, and if you don't get them, you can't get in. And I think that's not right, because he is not right. To me, a Hall of Fame pitcher. He was a big game pitcher.
Absolutely.
Dominated his era, just like Edgar did, just like Kirby Puckett did, just like Sandy Koufax did. Maybe not at the same number level, but again,
I agree
we're
with
talking about the same thing, right?
No
it's not
question.
just about playing 25 years. It's got to be about what you do with the time you're in there, right?
Absolutely. No question.
Got to ask you this as a long-time baseball fan. What do you remember about the days, because everybody is whole now. When the team that was here, the pilots, you took them over to Milwaukee.
Right.
And it's worked out beautifully for both communities
both communities. That's exactly right. Yeah, I said that today, and it is true. All's well that ends well, and it turns out, I know when the Braves left, it broke our hearts.
Look out.
And I know when we bought the pilots and moved them to Milwaukee now, but look at this now. Look at the ballpark, franchise, all the history. Well, both Milwaukee and Seattle came out very well. And deservedly so, I may add.
Yes, indeed. Mike Zunino's got a 3-2 count, couple of men aboard with one out, as Tropiano steps back for a second. Your singular thrill as a baseball fan / commissioner. And Zunino rides one deep to the gap. That'll get 2 in. Wow. Boy, he needed that too. He'd been on some bad roads. So Mike Zunino, a couple of runs on the board for the Mariners here as he picks up RBIs 50 and 51 with his 17th double.
As you mentioned, a big blow for Zunino, and he hit the breaking ball, Dave, which has been a big problem for him. Kind of fair. Tit for tat. Irakuma hung a slider, it got hit, and then Tropiano hung a slider right there, and Zunino punished it for 2 RBIs.
But what would you say as Bud Selig with his baseball commissioner, 22 years baseball commissioner, singular thrill as commissioner / fan? I mean, you've been a fan all your life.
Well, there have been a couple of them, a lot of them actually, but Cal Ripken, the night he broke the record, great thrill. After 9/11, the World Series in Yankee Stadium, the emotion in the ballpark was
unbelievable.
Oh my goodness gracious! And just the role baseball played in trying to, in our own little way, help the country turn it. It was
slicing drive left field. Zunino will hold. And one other question. We get the 2 outs. I want to get to this one. I've been holding on to this. I'm so glad you took Ken Griffey Jr.'s call regarding number 42.
Yeah. Well, it was I think it was an 04. It was right before Jackie Robinson's day, where the Dodgers all wore 42. I got home on a Sunday night. Phone ringing. It was Ken Griffey Jr. And he said, "Commissioner, I hate to bother you. I hope you don't mind." And and I got worried. I thought,
here we go.
And he said, "I got an idea." He said, "Why can't we all wear number 42? And I thought about it for a minute, and I said, "I want to think about that. It's a terrific idea." And then the more I thought about it right on the spot, I said, "What am I going to think about? I got to talk to Rachel and Sharon Robinson, but it's a great idea. We'll do it, and we'll do it because of your suggestion." And sure enough, since then, every player has worn 42, and I can thank Ken Griffey Jr. for that. That was his idea.
Great idea. Wonderful idea. And you've got the number, of course, retired all through baseball.
You bet.
It's a terrific legacy. Hey, what did you think about in a short time? You had the Philadelphia team, the Chicago team in the Little League World Series. Do you think you're starting to make some inroads in terms of minorities, particularly African Americans, getting re-interested in baseball?
Yeah, we're making great progress. We have all these academies all over, which We have the RBI program, which has 250,000 kids. Frank Robinson runs all that for us, and he said to me again the other day, "I'm confident we're making great." And I think Little League was terrific, and it was a great manifestation of that. And yeah, we're making great progress, and should. And the academies are doing well. As I say, all the programs are doing well, and I'll be gone, but I think you're going to see in the next 3 or 4 years, because out of our academy in Compton, we've had a lot of African-American kids drafted in the first and second round.
You're going to have more academies around the country. I know many clubs have academies in the Caribbean and whatnot, but what about in the United States?
Well, we have
right
one
in
in Compton, one in Houston, one in New Orleans, one just opened in Cincinnati, one just opened in Washington.
There we go.
One is about to open in Philadelphia. We're doing very well.
All right, Kamesh, good to see you. All the best.
Nice to see you, Dave. Thank you. Good to see you.
Bud Selig, baseball commissioner.
Thank you.
We're going to get a quick picture here. We'll take a timeout and come back. The Mariners on the board. It's 3-2 Astros. Run double by Stasi in his season debut in VR with an RBI double, and this is one of the more unique slides you're going to see during the course of the season.
Like you said, under the barbed wire, the Army crawl for the run.
Honest to goodness. And I tell you what, Kangaroo Court's going to be in session. They're going to get pressed. You know it, right?
Oh, yes. Baseball, the guys never miss a thing, let me tell you.
He slid a week too soon. Here's Altuve to lead it off in the third. Altuve, Fowler, and Carter. Good to see Mike Zunino check in with that two-run double.
Big hit, big hit.
Altuve, the Mariners continue and want to continue to keep him quiet, leading hitter in the American League. Lined out to Cano. His first time. And Miller get a chance to throw him out, and he does. Bring up Dexter Fowler. I was glad to hear the commissioner say that there was not just the academy in Compton, that there's multiple academies in this country, because so often you hear about the academies all over South America, Latin America. And I think that Monet Davis story out of Philly and the Jackie Robinson stars out of Chicago going deep into the Little League World Series championship. Boy, that's huge for a segment of our society. Because back in the 80s, talking about Jackie Robinson back in, when I was growing up, hey, everybody played baseball, and it's gotten away from that.
They got the right guy, right? I mean, Frank Robinson running it. Anybody knows that story. That's exactly where he came from, and at
Oakland.
And it's a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
I mean, we have unbelievable athletes in this country. They need to be exposed to baseball because there's a lot of great things that baseball teaches. Plus, it's a game you can play for a long time. These great athletes need to be playing. They don't have to quit playing the other sport. Just keep baseball going.
I love what Frank Thomas, I'll never forget what Frank Thomas told me when I don't know, first, second year I'm here. He said, how come you didn't play football? This one goes down the line. Of course, he had played at Auburn. He says, what do I want to play football? Get my head bashed in. I got a chance of injury. I come over here in baseball. I said, even if I'm not a great player, I can be a good player and play 10, 12 years. He played, what, 20-something years.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was a superstar, went into the Hall of Fame, make money, come out whole physically.
That's correct.
And come out whole financially. So it's not to take anything away from the other sports, but I mean the benefits over here, in my way of thinking, maybe
I mean, it's a
outweigh.
little bit more effort. There's a little bit more equipment, a little more instruction, a little more organization.
And you have to ride a bus for a couple, 3 years, maybe. All right, but once you make it.
Yeah, as you go further in the game gets better. At the beginning, it's not as good, but as it goes, it gets better and better and better.
2-2 pitch. Seager, fair ball on the dive, couldn't get it. And gets away from Jones with a tricky hop, but Fowler was going to have a double anyway. 2-2 pitch. Sends one down the line, and this is not reviewable.
Seager playing a little bit off the line, and you're just talking about tremendous aim there. Fowler just inside out this ball, shoves it the other way, and just threads the needle down the line. Seager is so terrific down there, just couldn't quite knock this thing down. He probably wouldn't have had a play anyway. Maybe could have held him to a single, but nonetheless, just a great piece of hitting.
Yeah, Jeff Nelson, the third base umpire, all over it. You'd need for a review, you'd need a camera exactly, I mean, to centimeter to be on that third base line. Jeff was in great position there to make the call. Here's Carter. You need something like this, but directly above the base to make that reviewable. And again, Jeff Nelson was in excellent position.
Sometimes we just have to ask the best, that being the umpires in the big leagues, to make the right call, which they've had to do forever. And they need to feel the accountability of getting it right, because replay isn't going to get everything right.
That's correct. Big swing by Carter, 0-2. Inside and missed. Astros pesky as ever. Mariners are 9-6 against them on the season, 4-5 here at home. 1-2. Carter fouls it back.
Well, they've come to the end of the season determined to make their mark on the pennant race, that's for sure, in the AL West. They won the last two series they've been in, with Texas and then with the Angels, and they're putting they're pressing the Mariners tonight.
17 games better than they were at this date last year. Kuma ready with the 1-2. Struck him out. Big strikeout too. That's a third K for Kuma. He's got 2 outs, 1 on here in the third inning. Mariners and EQC salute the men and women of the U.S. military with a season-long discount. Armed Forces personnel will receive 10% off select main, terrace, and view level seats at all Mariners home games. Simply show your valid military ID at the Safeco Field box office to receive your EQC military discount. Brings up John Singleton, walked and scored a run. Yes, you heard right. Iwakuma walked him. That's the 15th walk of the season.
Sashi, some pretty smart pitching there to Carter. He got ahead of him. He threw a nasty split. Carter didn't even flinch. So what did he do? He planted the fastball above the hands, put fastball back in his head, went right back to the split, struck him out. 3 pitch ahead thinking. That's a Maddox-like approach.
Running off the plate, 2-0.
It's fun when you can think that far ahead when you're pitching. That means you really got command.
Yeah.
I don't know that I had that my whole career.
But you had it in spots.
But I had it in stretches. How's that?
No,
where I could be like Maddox and think that far ahead, right?
You had your moments, right?
The point is that that's when pitching is really, really fun, when you can do that.
Back to strike, 2-1.
Let's thread the needle right there. 2-0 count. A guy's geared up for the fastball, and Irukuma just slices the edge of the black for a strike.
Tom Lawless, Adam Everett, his bench coach, took over back on September 1. Bo Porter fired. Tried to paint outside, missed 3-1.
For a young hitter, this guy Singleton, he's got a pretty good eye.
Matt Dominguez on deck.
He's first in the major leagues in pitches per plate appearance, which tells you something about his ability to see the pitches. So he may not be hitting for an average, but some good things there.
Especially for a kid who's a slugger. Fouled off. Two outs, a full count to John Singleton with Dexter Fowler at second. 3-2 Astro lead.
Kuma's not afraid to change eye level and do different things there. I mean, he went out and covered the split. Does he have the riverboat gambler in him? Can he go inside fastball right here and lock him up? If he does, I think he will. Or he can bury the split.
Two pitch. Struck him out. Back-to-back Ks by Kuma. Gives him 4 in the ball game. Strands a runner in the third. 3-2 Houston. In this series before the Mariners have a day off and then the A's come to town. Time now for a Seattle City Light power play. Bill Kruger, this is a great sight for the Mariners.
Good to see Mike Zunino find a breaking ball that he can handle. Smeared in the left center field alley for 2 RBIs. And of course, the recognition, right?
Well, they got their thing. You got to salute the boys in the bullpen. They demanded. Nice little thing they've got going back to mid-season.
Half his hits are for extra bases, and even if he does have 3 or 4 plate appearances that struggle, if he can come up and slug at the right time,
there you go.
Then it's worth its weight in gold. They don't even have to worry about the other at-bats.
Here we go in the home third. 2-3-4. Saunders, Cano, and Morales. Michael first time up, base hit to center field. Kind
of a nice spot to hit in if you're Michael Saunders, a guy with some power. Get out in front of Cano and the boys, maybe get a few more fastballs to hit.
Bounces this one to Altuve. And throws out to Condor, 1 away. So Nick Tropiano, major league debut. Young man, 9-5 with a 3.03 ERA at AAA Oklahoma City. Top prospect in the organization. Got family and friends here. Flew all the way out from Long Island, New York. And there they are. And if you're just joining us, they were pumped, as you might expect, as Nick got through the first inning. He's already recorded 2 strikeouts, walked 1, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. Here's Cano for the second time. He flied out the center.
Being an East Coast guy, Dave, I'm sure you would revel in being in the middle of that Tropiano family conversation. Wouldn't that be a trip back in time for you, or
no
what?
question. And they're, I'm sure they didn't sleep, couldn't sleep, and that's understandable. Coming all the way out from West Islip, which is out in Suffolk County. Go about midway, a little bit past, maybe a little bit past midway, Long Island. Broken bat, don't find a hole. Singleton smothers, gathers, throws wildly, and Cano's aboard. So a 1-out base runner for the Mariners here in the 3rd inning. It'll be a base hit for Cano. And let's check in with Tom Glasgow. What's the latest in the wild card chase?
Dave, thanks so much from the Ford Sports Desk. We do have a final score in the interest. Detroit taking on Kansas City, and the Royals take care of the Tigers. 3-0 your final score. So your standings in the Central, KC now up a game on the Tigers. In terms of your wild card standings, you see the Mariners and Tigers now tied for that 2nd spot behind the A's, who have that 1st position.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Nice scoop by Singleton. They turn a 3-6-1 double play. Well done. We've seen some pretty good defense from this Houston Ball Club the last couple of nights. 3-2 Astros. To the 4th inning here at Safeco Field. Very pleasant night here. Take a look at the Mariner calendar. Being brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Day off tomorrow. A's come to town. Weekend series, some big games, and even more games after that on the road with the Mariners. Don't forget, the Mariners are 14 games over 500 on the road. Big ones at Anaheim, 3 at Houston, and then Toronto. Toronto continues to lurk in the standings.
They are very lurky. Is that such a word?
It is now. I'll go. You have my stamp of approval.
I get Scrabble points for that, or what?
Yeah, right.
But you're right. You know, as Commissioner Seeley dreamed it up, the second wild card thing, if it hasn't quite reached the consciousness of the country, it's going to, because the tension's building.
Yeah, now you gotta like it. There's Matt Dominguez going to lead it off here in the 4th. Dominguez, Alex Presley, Max Stassi. Dominguez first time up, popped out to Cano. Astros put 3 on the board in the top of the second. 2-run single by Max Stassi and an RBI double by Villar, the 8 and 9 hole hitters respectively. 1-2.
This Astros club, and they're showing more plate discipline. I mean, Stassi has not been super duper sharp yet, but as they are going out to cover his split, he's going to throw more fastballs, and he's going to have to throw some fastballs in as well.
Took a little off of that. Pat Lifstash Fields, 1992 Rookie of the Year for the Milwaukee Brewers. Right around the, I reckon it's what, the same year Bud Selig took over as commissioner. Not a good guy out of the great state of Louisiana.
I played for Mr. Selig's team when he owned the Brewers, right. 89 and 90. So we had a little moment to chat a little bit after the inning was over.
Swing and a miss. Dominguez gone. That's a 5th strikeout for Iwakuma. 3 consecutive Ks here. 1 down in the 4th.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Covering the split. So what does Asashi do? Ladder inside, blows him away. 90 miles an hour. That's a great pitch. Changed eye levels. Came inside. Because you can't cover both of them. You can't cover the split away and the fastball in. There you go.
Here's Alex Presley. He's the one that one loser draw tonight will be on every replay show in America with that slide at home plate. Little premature slide.
I loved you underneath the barbed wire. That was just perfect, wasn't it?
Thank you. And again, knowing baseball players, he heard about it then, and he'll hear about it tonight. One and 1 to count. Presley a single to center in the second. Scored on the 2-run Max Stassi single. One and 2 the count.
Little backdoor slider right there. A little help maybe perhaps from Mr. Nelson behind the plate as EQC Tracer sees that ball a little high.
1-2 pitch. Comebacker. 2 away. Here's Tom Blasco.
Hey, Dave, we want to get you some good news out of Chicago. The White Sox have taken the lead in the bottom of the 8th against the Oakland A's. Avisel Garcia with 2 outs and the bases loaded delivers a 2 RBI single. So Chicago goes up by a run again, bottom of the 8th. You see the A's up 2 on the Mariners in Detroit for that top wild card spot in the American League.
All right, Tommy, thank you very much. 2 outs here in the 4th. We've got Max Stassi, the catcher, making his season debut tonight. Broken bat, foul ball.
Kuma got deep in his kitchen right there after the slider he hit, so he says, okay, fastball in. That is the art of pitching.
Yes,
it's
it is.
Understanding where the bat is and being able to adjust accordingly.
Well, the strike. And Iwakuma's out front. 0-2.
Doubling up with the fastball. Good sinking fastball on the inside half.
Took a lot off of that one. Seager charges. Easy play. Throws out Stassi. Iwakuma. Nice inning. Goes 1-2-3. He's retired the last 5 men that he's faced. Mariners trail 3-2. Sports is brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By BECU, offering convenient access to online and mobile banking. Get info and join at becu.org. And by Pizza Hut, make it great. Seattle, beautiful city, and particularly gorgeous at night with the big wheel to your left. 3-2 Astro lead in the rubber match of this series. Mariners will enjoy tomorrow off and then come back and take on the A's over the weekend, and then begin the final road trip of the season on Monday down in Anaheim. Nick Tropiano, his major league debut, has got a 1-run lead. And he's got Seager, Morrison, and Miller 5, 6, and 7 here in the 4th inning. He struck out 2, walked 1. Up 2 runs on 4 hits. Mike Zunino with a 2-run double in the 2nd inning. Kyle walked and scored in the 2nd.
Boy, this guy's put up a whale of the year. Made the All-Star team, leading the club in extra base hits, homers, RBIs. Got a chance to drive in 100. I mean, slowly but surely, this guy is becoming a terrific player.
No doubt. Mariners home run and RBI leader.
And he hits in the clutch. He doesn't get them when there's like a 5-run difference in the game. He gets them when they matter.
Singleton's had a busy night. Takes care of that one. One away here in the home 4th. Calling all students before you hit the books this fall. Hit college night here at Safeco Field. The final event of the season is coming up Friday at 7:10 against the A's. Not only will you pick up tickets for only $10, you're going to enjoy extended happy hour pricing with $5 beers. Plus, the first 20,000 fans are going to get a pair of cool Mariners neon sunglasses. Visit mariners.com/college to purchase your specially priced tickets. Logan Morrison flied out to left in his first at bat. Got the Mariners' only run last evening. An 8th inning home run that tied it at 1-1, and then VR got the game winner in the top of the 9th.
And that ball was lean now. I think they were up there doing some repairs on the scoreboard today.
Yeah. Nice to see him. He hadn't homered since early August. It's nice to see him get off the schneid there. 1-1.
And he's been on a nice run. You look at what he's done the last couple of months. The last 35 games, 293. I mean, he's done a good job.
Got a 2-1 count. Nick Tropiano, major league debut tonight. 2-1 count. 3-1 to Lomo. Red Miller's on deck.
Another hot bat. Besides, we need him to come out and he's kind of the Friar Tuck to Robin Hood there at the end of the game with Rodney, isn't he?
Morrison, absolutely. Here's Dominguez, the third baseman in the shift, making the play. 2 outs. Stasi with a 2-run single, VR and RBI double in the top of the 2nd. Bottom of the inning, Mike Zunino a 2-run double. It's the only scoring in the ball game so far.
You know, the ebb and flow of really your first big league season. I mean, we've seen that with Brad Miller. He was unbelievable in spring training, and then he hit the skids early in the season and ended up finding his way to the bench. But you know what? Competition breeds excellence. Both he and Chris Taylor comes on the scene, and he sits down and gets to watch that young man play pretty well. And then the door opens again, and what does he do? He goes out and plays great. Now we've got 2 great answers at shortstop. And it's good to see this guy's bat come alive, because I think he really will hit.
As you mentioned, his numbers recently have been really good. Clinton was starting to Lloyd at the batting cage today. during BP, and he said if this kid finishes up around 225, 230, that'll be, I mean, what a comeback. He was down in the 140s for a better part of the season.
30 something at one point. It was like free fall.
And Tropiano gets him. Tag made. Tropiano has a 1-2-3 fourth. He's got a 3-2 lead.
Houston with a 1-run lead over the Mariners as we get ready for the 5th inning. Welcome back to Safeco Field and the Ford Sports Desk. All right, the deal is done in Chicago. The good news for the Mariners as the White Sox get those 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, good enough to get the 2-1 victory over the Oakland A's. So if the M's get the win tonight, they'll be within 1 game of Oakland for the top wild card spot in the American League. The A's and White Sox wrap up their series tomorrow with a day game.
Shows you how critical tonight's ball game is, as they all are as we come down the stretch. Dave Sims and Bill Kruger filling in for Mike Flowers tonight. You don't have to do any Rockney speeches here.
No, it's all there in front of you. It's happening every night too. It's wild card business, and the second wild card business, it's something else.
Thumbs up, big thumbs up as VR swings through. RBI double his first time up.
Oakland's here in those footsteps.
They're getting loud.
Lost 8 of their last 11.
Oakland comes in weekend series beginning Friday night. Do yourself a favor, grab tickets and come on out. Those are some meaningful games, as is this one. And hopefully with the number of home games, they are just evaporating right in front of us. Well, we have, after tonight, 6 more home games. Strike 2 to VR.
Mr. Holberg behind home plate, staying consistent with that low strike.
I've seen the Mariners finish their home season on an uptick and above 500. Right now they are 37-37 here at home, while they're 14 games above 500 on the road. 2-2. Took a little off and just enough. Strikeout number 6.
A little backdoor slider from Mirakuma. VR out in front.
Top of the order, and Robbie Grossman strikeout looking at a ground out to third. Up the middle, base hit. Broken bat, base hit. So 1 out, 1 on here in the 5th. And a reminder, next time you're here at Safeco Field, stop by the Seattle Children's Playfield. It's a playground located inside a ballpark, and how much more fun can one kid have? Playfield's located on the main concourse in center field, right next to the Moose Den. Time called by Zunino. The hitter's Jose Altuve, 0 for 2 with a line out to Cano and a ground out to shortstop.
You see the Mariners pitching staff putting the collar on Mr. Altuve.
Runner goes, hit and run, foul ball.
Not a bad idea right there. You got good speed at first base. You've got a guy in Altuve that can really handle the bat. Tom Lawless calling the shots over there. This guy's had quite a season. 40 doubles, almost 200 hits. Leading the league in hitting.
Stolen bases.
51 steals.
And he's got some sock. Look at this. Into the corner. Grossman being waved around. And he's going to score. RBI double. Jose Altuve. And a 4-2 Houston lead. It's his 41st double. And his 51st run batted in. And that ends an 0 for him on this series.
Kind of a middle-in split that didn't really get finished. Altuve was out in front, but still able to keep the hands back long enough to hook this ball down in the corner. You just can't take and tilt the field. This guy hits the ball everywhere, and he can really run. Mariners shifted the other way. James Jones had to go a long ways to get that ball. Grossman, a good runner, scores easily.
Good team speed with this Houston ball club. You've seen Presley. He's got plus speed. Grossman can fly. Altuve's a good runner. Fowler can run. Not bad. VR's fast.
Well, they've got some pieces. Their starting pitching's really good. And from talking to Dan Radisson, who's a special assistant to GM and kind of covers all facets of baseball for him, said that they have more coming. This is a young organization that will only get better.
Yeah, they've drafted last a lot of years, and they've been at the top of the draft, and some, they're going to have that by right now doing it by volume, and then you're going to have some guys who are going to separate. They're going to come out and they're going to be.
They got a #1 pick from, what was it, last year, I believe, Carlos Correa, or 2 years ago.
Yep.
They say is every bit the spitting image of Alex Rodriguez as a young player. I mean, he's the real deal. 6'4" shortstop that can do it all. So
look out.
They've got some talent coming.
Fowler 0-2. 4-2 Houston lead. Astros 4 runs on 6 hits and an error. Mariners 2 runs on 4 hits against Nick Tropiano. And Dominic Leone starting to heat up. Altuve with an RBI double here in the 5th, breaking an 0 for 9 here in the series.
The great 8 getting loose early.
Long hold there by Zunino, 2-2.
He's got great career numbers against Houston, as we've mentioned, 4-2 with the 2.5, but 4+ ERA so far this year against them. They've been able to score against Kuma, so this has not been an easy team for him.
2-2 pitch here to Fowler. Stopped by Zunino. Count runs full.
Well, Fowler didn't even bite at that split right there, so I think bat position and reaction calls for fastball. So we'll see what Kuma does here.
One out and a fast runner in Altuve. He's at second, and Kuma Zunino, three times through the signs, not ready. And now you got Lucas Litke joining Leon. 3-2 pitch. It's out foul.
Fastball in. One thing about Asashi, he won't tip you anything, will he? I mean, he is just deadpan killer. He stays tough, and that's a real sign of a great pitcher. I mean, this has not been an easy night for him, but you wouldn't know if he was shutting him out or having a night like he's having tonight.
Don't play poker with him.
No.
So Iwakuma has a 3-2 count to Dexter Fowler, a 3-hole hitter for the Astros. A run in on the Altuve RBI double. Altuve at second. Payoff. Wow. You don't see this often. A 2-walk night by Iwakuma. 2 on now, 1 out. And Lloyd's coming to get him.
Captain Hook is out.
Iwakuma not sharp this evening. He's in the 5th. He'll depart trailing 4-2 in a night in which he struck out 6 and uncharacteristically walked 2. Back with more as Dominic Leone will take over. Iwakuma. Make sure you stick around after the game for the Mariners post game, presented by Delta Airlines. Dave Sims, Bill Kruger with you on a very pleasant night here at Safeco Field. And an uncharacteristic performance tonight, Bill Kruger, of Mr. Hisashi Iwakuma.
Really, I think a great approach by the Astros. They took advantage of Hisashi not being real sharp, but they did a great job of staying off of splits that were out of the zone and forcing him to throw fastballs, and just, you know, it's a long season, Dave, and if you're a pitcher in the big leagues, you're going to have your day where you're going to score. They're going to score on you. It's just the way it is. No matter the greatest in the game, give it up a little bit. This guy's been so unbelievably consistent. Tonight wasn't quite there, and hopefully his teammates can pick him up.
That's your thought right now as Dominic Leone takes over. Chris Carter's his first hitter.
This guy's been a great story. Out of the minor leagues, made the club. Big fastball in the mid-90s, good slider, good body language on the mound, really aggressive young man. Won 7 ball games out of the bullpen. He's done a great job.
Altuve at second, Fowler at first, 1 out. Chicago's defeated the A's by the count of 2-1. Mariner bat's going to have to get rolling here. 2 runs on 4 hits so far against Nick Tropiano, who's making his big league debut. Strike 1.
cut fastball right on the edge right there. 91 miles an hour. That's a pitch that nobody hits right there.
And that's the truth. Carter fouls it back.
Get a guy, a big swinger like Carter right here. 158 strikeouts this year. 0-2 count. As we say in the lexicon of pitching, you got to spread them here. By that it means test the edges of the strike zone. Bounce the breaking ball. Go above the hands with the fastball.
And that's exactly what he did. Gets him on 3 pitches. Out number 2 here in the 5th inning.
We talk about a textbook way to get a power hitter out. Wow. Look at that slider off the plate. Carter had no chance. Big fella. Red fastball and not so much.
Brings up John Singleton. Walk, run scored, and a strikeout. Chris Carter, that strikeout. It's 2 tonight, 160 on the season. Strike 1 to Singleton. The 0-1. Iwakuma going just 4 1/3. 2 starts ago at Boston, he went 2 1/3. It's his 3rd shortest stint in a ball game this year. Two and one.
As good as the Mariners pitching's been, I mean, it's a rare thing when you've got every single guy whirling every single night. I mean, it just doesn't happen. You're going to have ebb and flow, and in games like this is where the other parts of the game have to pick you up. Bullpen has to be good. Offense has to step up and get you 5 runs.
Runners take off. Altuve on the move, and he gets 3rd. That's his 52nd stolen base. Yes, that does lead the American League.
Here you see him, Altuve taking off, and Zunino really had no chance of getting him. Zunino still in that bag with ease. Just make the point, Moot. Just strike this guy out.
2-2. Foul back. Good. Use a strike 3 or any kind of an out right here. Keep it to a 1-run inning pitch. Swing and a miss. Leon does his job. Strikes out the 2 men he needed to get here in the 5th. As the Astros get a run on 2 hits, no errors, leave 2, and the lead is now 4-2 Houston. Boston holds the upper hand at the moment, 4-2. Time now for you to tweet your photos using the hashtag MarinersFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown later in the game. Brought to you by AT&T. Dave Sims, Bill Kruger. Bill in tonight for Mike Flowers. The Mariners will have tomorrow off, and then the Oakland Athletics come to town. The A's will wrap up their series with the White Sox tomorrow. White Sox got the A's tonight 2-1. Opportunity right there for the Mariners this evening. Bottom of the fifth, Mike Zunino, James Jones, and Austin Jackson against Nick Tropiano making his major league debut. So fouled off. Mike on a 3-2 pitch delivered a 2-run double in the second inning for the Mariners' only scores.
Speaking of Oakland and Chicago, guess who the A's draw tomorrow?
Chris Sale.
That's right, Mr. Nasty. Good luck with that one.
Zunino left field for Grossman. Going away. And then they have a headache tomorrow, and then the Mariners are going to throw some outstanding pitching at them over the weekend with Paxton Felix and Chris Young. Will face Jason Hamill, Sonny Gray, and John Lester.
Yeah, it's a rough seat. You see Chris Sale take a day off, and then you get the guy, the left-hander throwing bowling balls, Mr. James Paxton, and then the guy you can't beat, Felix Hernandez. Good luck.
It's a matter of getting some offense going.
Correct.
Here. James Jones flied out to left. Mariners can overtake the A's over the weekend. They're positioned nicely. One to James Jones.
This guy's just got to get on base. We saw it in game one, what he can do when he gets on base, right, Dave?
Last few times he's been a late inning base running, pinch runner, late game situation. He's stolen second and third. You're right. Can't steal first.
It's a work in progress, though.
Which Tropiano showing you so far as they get some action in the bullpen. Darren Downs, a lefty.
Well, he came with the changeup as calling card, but he's done a good job of moving his fastball around the strike zone, using his slider on occasion. He's mixed it up enough to keep the Mariners honest.
2-2 to JJ. Staying alive.
There's that nasty changeup right there. James got a piece of it.
Tropiano 9-5 at AAA Oklahoma City before being called up here with a 3.03 ERA. Here's the 2-2. Couple of New York guys going after each other. One from Brooklyn, one from Long Island, and the Long Island guy wins. Tropiano with his fourth strikeout, 2 outs here in the fifth. Let's take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing wild card standings, and the Mariners in position with challenging those Athletics. Detroit a loser tonight. The Mariners, they can get a win tonight. Depend on Chris Sale maybe tomorrow and do some damage to the A's face-to-face over the weekend. Move into second place in the division and first place in the wild card standings if everything work out just right from a Seattle perspective. There's Austin Jackson, strikeout, looking and swinging. One and two. Just realized Tropiano's windup reminds me just a little bit of El Presidente. His motion there?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Mr. Dennis Martinez. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's what you're talking about, right?
I kept looking at him and he looked so familiar, that motion.
Yep.
And it just hit me. It looks so much like Martinez.
And he had his hands out a little bit further away from his body, kind of cocked his elbow a little bit. But I talk about a guy that had unbelievable control. I played with him in Montreal. I used to go out and watch him throw. He's in between workouts, between start workouts, just to watch him do his thing. He's fantastic and a great person.
And this kid's on his game. He strikes out 2. That gives him 5. So Nick Tropiano, the rookie, having a night in his major league debut, a 4-2 lead. Two Astros as we go to the top of the 6th inning. And time now for our Geico, this date in MLB history. At the time, Randy Johnson was a Diamondback. He strikes out Mike Lowell, 3,000th career strikeout, 12th pitcher to reach that milestone on this date.
Had the great pleasure of being a teammate of Randy's on a couple of different occasions, and of course having to face him from the other side of the field as well. And I mean, a fantastic pitcher, but an unbelievable competitor. That's the part where people don't quite get. They think it's just about being 6'10".
Wow.
And this guy had a heart of a lion. He could really compete.
It's also Randy's birthday today, 51 years old. Dominic Leone finished up the 5th inning, a couple of strikeouts in relief of Asashi Iwakuma. Did not have it here tonight. Dominguez, Presley, and Stassi here in the 6th. Three runs in the 2nd for the Astros, 1 in the 5th. Mariners got 2 in the bottom of the 2nd on a Mike Zunino 2-run double.
Leone's got a really good slider tonight. Very dark.
Dominguez fooled on that one. 1-2.
Last 2 approaches, I mean, there's a freeway of outs away when a guy's pulling his front shoulder like that. No reason to go anywhere else.
Right. Zunino thinking right along with it. Cano, perfect position. Throws out Dominguez. One away. Here in the 6th inning. Tomorrow we have another high school football game of the week. It's presented by Papa Murphy's. Tune in to see the Eastlake Wolves kick off against the Inglemore Vikings at 7 p.m. Don't miss your favorite local teams in action this season right here on Root Sports.
My partner Brad Adam on the call.
All right, Brad. There's Alex Presley, 1 for 2 with a run scored.
Houston joined the American League and they got beat around pretty good last year, and they're not, you know, setting any records for wins this year, but they're not the doormat that they used to be. I mean, they certainly have moved beyond that. That's the Rangers' job this year, and I mean, they're 28-27 their last 55.
Right, and 17 game improvement,
as you mentioned,
from last year. So yeah, that's pointed in the right direction. Mariners are not finished with them. 2 weekends from now they'll be in Houston for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. Backing up is Jackson, about 4 or 5 steps. 2 outs. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Make sure you save time and money riding Sounder from Lakewood and South Tacoma to Seattle. For schedules, visit soundtransit.org. Well, here's Max Stassi, a 2-run single. Got the scoring started in the 2nd inning for Houston. The next hitter was Jonathan Villar, and he doubled in Stassi for the first 3 runs of the ballgame. It's in the 2nd inning. Iwakuma tonight just 4 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks. Yes, 2 walks by Iwakuma. Struck out 6, 79 pitches, 50 for strikes. Not a classic Kuma night. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. 1-2.
Been a real key for the Mariners. I mean, we talked a lot about their bullpen. There's a lot of teams that have had great bullpens that might have 3 good guys at the end or 4 good guys. But how many teams have 8 good guys? And maybe now with the way Carson Smith's been throwing the ball.
I hear you.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I never would have thought that it could work. If you could have 4 or 5 guys in a game and they all whirl, and it's happened time and time again. And this is a real luxury to have guys that have plus stuff that can come in the 4th, 5th inning and really slam the door and really allow your team to stay in the game.
1-2 pitch. It's out of play. It is a luxury that the Mariners enjoy, for sure.
Lloyd McClendon has just been, he's been a brilliant architect of pulling this together. He just has been able to push the right buttons, and I mean, you got to have talent to do it, but right. He's turned it into an art form. He's worn a path from the dugout to the mound, but it's an art form.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, a lot of clubs, this guy might be a starter. I mean, he's got really good stuff, but on this team, he's a cog in the bullpen.
A good one. 2-2. How about spring training next year? You'll have hopefully Taijuan Walker will be healthy. That doesn't necessarily apply. That doesn't necessarily apply to the bullpen, but I mean, it's going to be a wacky race to fill those spots.
Guys are going to try to run each other over in PFP. It's going to be a battle. Hungry guys, man.
3-2. Swing and a miss. And Leon, 5 up, 5 down with 3 strikeouts. What about some offense? Well, they got Saunders, Cano, and Morales coming up in the bottom of the 6th. 4-2 lead for the Astros, bottom of the 6th inning. See if the Mariners can get cranking offensively. Hey, the most popular way to follow the Mariners' push to the postseason is with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, replay reviews, scores, live radio broadcasts, the MLB TV Game of the Day, and more. Get At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Get it from the App Store or visit Mariners.com. All right, what do you think, Bill? This is the 3rd time around for the Mariners against Nick Tropiano, making his major league debut. The youngster struck out 5 and walked 1. Michael Saunders to lead it off.
Heart of the order. Time to do something. Do some damage.
Ball 1 to Saunders, who singled to center and grounded out to second. One-0 pitch. In there for strike. Tracer headed off the plate.
I'm just going to say he's had a generous strike zone,
yep.
Down and away.
Pat Hoberg, balls and strikes tonight. And hard but foul.
A hanging breaking ball right there. Saunders all over it. Just couldn't quite hold back long enough. See Tracer at 78 miles an hour. EQC Tracer. Fastball away.
Here's the 1-2. Ball 2 to Saunders. Way inside. Put in that request for a bloop and a blast.
I like it.
3-2. Been a while since Cano's gone deep. Payout to Saunders, and he's aboard via walk. Second walk issued by young Tropiano.
Quality at bat from Saunders right there. Really could seeing the ball very well. Coaxed a walk, which is perfect way to start the inning.
Cano's last home run, 26th of August.
And I think he's got a hook in his back pocket.
Yep, making no doubt about it. Only got 5 innings plus out of the youngster in his big league debut. He's going to leave with a 4-2 lead. And had some happy family members and friends came out from West Islip, New York on Long Island. Pretty fired up. Their guy, Nick Tropiano. Nice performance. 5+ innings, a 4-2 lead. Major League debut. Nick Tropiano got the start here tonight. Just left the ball game here in the sixth with a 4-2 lead, and his family delighting in his success to this point. A lot of folks coming out from West Islip, out in Long Island, New York.
Unforgettable time for his family and for Nick, that's for sure.
What do you think of his performance tonight?
I thought he went out there and went right at the Mariners. He showed you 3-pitch compliment, good moving fastball, more breaking balls than I thought I'd see from him. He's got the great changeup, as you saw right there, and accounted for himself very well. Just the one hanging slider to Zunino. Outside of that, he pitched great baseball.
Tom Lawless, the interim manager, coming out to get him, and standing ovation from Tropiano family and friends. This is what he turned in tonight.
Some quality numbers right there, about as much as you can really ask from the young man, and put the Astros in a position to win. And Lawless is going to play that same game he's played in game one, which is all these roster guys, lots of left-handers. They're going to match the dynamic duo, that being Seager and Cano with left-handed pitching.
Darren Downs, the new pitcher. First pitch to Cano, a strike. Robbie tonight, a fly out the center and an infield hit.
There you see Downs' numbers. Pitched in 41 ball games. Not a real high strikeout to inning rate, but a guy with a really good slider, and he'll throw a lot of them.
Oh, 2 to Cano. Astros on the board first, 3 runs in the top of the second. Mariners answered quickly. Mike Zunino, a 2-run double. And the Astros in the fifth got an RBI double by Jose Altuve as he broke an 0 for 9 here in the series. And the Mariners now with Saunders at first here in the home sixth. Saw Downs for a third of an inning in the 4-1 Mariner win on Monday, as this one fouled back.
Trying to climb the ladder a little bit with a fastball. Pretty good fastball, 92 miles an hour.
Four runs and 6 hits, an error for Houston. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Mariners. There's the 0-2 to Cano. He did go, and no protest. Cano, a strikeout victim.
Talked about this guy having a pretty good sweeping slider. He planted the seed with fastballs in and then broke out the slide piece. Cano can't hold up.
Pitching coach going out.
Brent Strom going out for a chat. My former pitching coach in AAA Albuquerque. This guy's done a brilliant job with his staff. I mean, he really came over and transformed the starting staff and taught them to use the breaking ball more and climb the ladder. I mean, it's been, as you can tell, particularly with the starters, Dave, they've had a lot of success this year. A lot of that is due to Mr. Strom's work.
1 out, 1 on for Kendrys Morales. He's popped out this short and bounced into a 3-6-1 double play.
My guess is Morales is a first ball hitter. That's my guess.
And here's Dominguez to Altuve. Over to Singleton for a 5-4-3 double play. And the Mariners are quickly disposed in the sixth. They trail 4-2. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports, being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by American Family Insurance. Your dream is out there. Go get it. Find out more at amfam.com/dreams. Dave Sims along with Bill Kruger. We look at King Street Station here in Seattle. Quiet night. Lovely night. Very nice little breeze here. As the Astros are really done a heck of a job here to this point as the Mariners look at their third pitcher, Danny Farquhar.
Boy, Danny's a big part of the grade 8 out there in the bullpen. Has had a terrific season. Look at the numbers. 70 punch outs and 63 1/3. League only hitting 215. Just done a fantastic job. Good arm. Can give you 95 at the top of the zone. Got a good cutter that he likes to go to. Excellent curveball, and he's mixed in a changeup this year. And a real tough competitor.
Dominic Leone, an inning of 2/3, shutout ball, 3 strikeouts. In relief of Hisashi Iwakuma, tough night for him. Not sharp, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs all earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Jonathan Villar will lead it off for Houston, followed by Robbie Grossman and Jose Altuve, 9-1-2. Villar tonight, an RBI double and a strikeout. Villar 2 for 4. Knocked in a game-winning run in the 9th inning last evening. 2-1 Astros win. Off his fist. Here's Cano to throw him out. 1 away. Top of the order now for Houston. Robbie Grossman singled to center and scored in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. Bouncing ball foul. Bounce up there. 1-1.
Talk about the success of this bullpen, Dave. 7 pitchers with 50 or more appearances now. That's a major league record. They tied the Atlanta Braves. They did it back in 2002. Quite a number. And yet they're not overworked because they've spread the wealth so much.
It's been great. It's worked out beautifully. As Danny beats Grossman on that foul tip. 1-2 here. Mike Rojas does a great job. Bullpen coach areas with Fernando Rodney. Out the pen. Long hold by Zunino.
EQC says it's a fuzz outside, but that's a pitch Pat Hoberg's been calling.
Exactly. That's why he held it there so long. 2-2. Strike 3 call. Danny Farquhar records a strikeout. 2 away here in the 7th inning. An AL West showdown taking center stage on the Safeco Field Diamond this weekend in one of the biggest series of the year. Felix Hernandez and the Mariners host John Lester and the A's for 3 huge games as both teams vie for a shot at the postseason. Make sure you're on hand this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to catch the Mariners and the A's when you get your tickets at mariners.com. Hit hard. Altuve back-to-back plate appearances with base hits. That is hit number 200 on the season for him. Leading hitter in the American League, and they want that ball. Number 200. Congratulations to Altuve. Good work there by Altuve. Now tied with Miguel Tejada, second most hits in an Astros season. Moved ahead of him there, and Biggio at the top of that list, Craig Biggio. And he knew it. Get that ball. 200. That's a great accomplishment. 200 base hits.
Remind kids out there that baseball players come in all shapes and sizes. There's no set thing. You know, it's not like you got to be 6'10" and grab a dime off the top of the backboard, or be 6'3", 240 and run a 4.4. This guy, I mean, he looks like a gymnast. Is he 5'6"? Is 5'5"?
Yeah.
Okay, so all you kids out there, anything can happen if you really put your mind to it. Look at this guy.
He is as dynamic of players we have in the game.
Yep. Because it just doesn't matter. You got skill.
1 for 2 night for Dexter Fowler. There you go. Maracay, Venezuela. 5'5". 1-1 count to Fowler. High strike for strike 2. 1-2. Fowler tonight. Strikeout. Double to left and a walk. So Lomo at 6'2", towering over the 5'5". Altuve as Fowler slings his bat in disgust. Carter, the on-deck hitter, thankfully was looking. Farquhar with the strikeout makes it 4-2. Keeps it a 4-2 ball game in the 7th as Cano congratulates Altuve. By Washington's lottery and the Department of Imagination. What would you do if you won? Very pleasant evening here as we look at I-5 here in Seattle. A 4-2 Astros lead in the rubber match of this series. Mariners will see the Astros in a couple of weekends, part of the final road trip of the season. Dave Sims along with Phil Kruger filling in for Mike Blowers tonight. Early scoring by both teams. Astros 3 in the top of the 2nd. Mariners answer with 2 in the home 2nd. And then in the 5th, an RBI double by Jose Altuve, the leading hitter in the American League, to make this a 4-2 ball game. Here's Kyle Seager to bat against Darren Downs. Came on in relief of Nick Tropiano, youngster making his big league debut tonight. Seager, Morrison, and Miller. Mariners down 2. Kyle tonight walked and scored and grounded out the first.
Astro pitching putting the cuffs on Kyle so far, 0 for 8 in this series, and we know how important Seager is to the success of this team.
Shift on against Kyle. There's strike 1-1. There's your shift. Infielders right
integral
side.
Part of the game now.
Oh my goodness.
You know, it's like the spray charts were always there. It's just whether you wanted to really use them.
Right.
And now they are, and everybody's doing it. You just always wondered about the double play ball, although that's not the situation here.
Sure.
But they've kind of said to themselves at times, we'll forgo the double play to take away the strength of the hitter, which is interesting thinking. There you see the right side being loaded up for Seager, and Seager can hit the ball the other way. So, and he's done it at times,
especially in a leadoff situation like this. He's got a 3-1 count here.
Any way to get on here? Little keyholing right here, Kyle.
Logan Morrison's on deck. Mammoth home run last night. Seager would take the walk, bring the tying run to the plate. Make sure you catch a new episode of Seahawks All Access tonight at 10:30. Get exclusive sideline sights and sounds from weekly matchups, plus player interviews and Seahawks stories you can't find anywhere else. Due to NFL restrictions, Seahawks All Access is only available for viewers in Seattle and Portland markets. For your local programming schedule, visit rootsports.com. Seahawks in San Diego this coming Sunday. Here's Lomo. Logan Morrison. Looks at strike one. Shortstop VR right at the bag. Third double play tonight. My goodness. 2 away. VR's he's been a treat to watch defensively.
Well, he's got all the skills. We saw that last night. Again, this is just great positioning. They got the shift on. Fastball away. VR sitting right on top of the base. Easy double play.
Two outs. Brad Miller will stand in. Three double plays turned tonight by the Astros. Tom Wilhelmsen gets ready.
Pretty good rip right there on the first pitch fastball from Miller.
Brad's got an infield single in the second and scored and struck out.
Just came up the big blow in game 1 where McClendon let him hit against the left-handed pitcher, and he drilled that ball for a triple to right center. I mean, that was a 2-iron.
Sure was. Right fielder
just ate him up.
That really did. Marisnik didn't have a chance. Brad behind here, 0-2. He's batting in the 7-hole this evening. Batted 9th the last 2 nights. Wow, he's dispatched. Stassi throws down, and that'll do it. K2-3, double play, big part of that inning. To the 8th we go. We take a look at our Columbia Bank difference in the game, and it all started Bill Kruger in the second inning.
Stasi, who gets his start, hits that slider in the gap, and everybody comes around to score. Even Army Crawlin Presley.
And Jonathan Villar followed with a double to left. But James Jones may have overran that. And scoring easily is Stasi, and was a 3-0 lead for the Astros. Mariners countered with 2 in a home half on a double by Zunino. Right now we look at Tom Wilhelmsen taking over. He is the 4th Mariner pitcher this evening.
Another guy having a phenomenal season. Eye-popping numbers. ERA under 2. Leads the club in 73 innings out of the bullpen. You see the 67 strikeouts. The league hitting .163. This guy's got all the weaponry. Fastball above 95. He can sink it. He's got a great curveball, changeup, and cutter.
Leone and Farquhar have been outstanding coming out of the bullpen thus far. Good matchup, power on power. Big Tom against Chris Carter. Swing and a foul tip. Here's 1-1. Brad Miller can't get it. Just got a piece of his glove. Base hit Chris Carter. His first hit tonight. Leadoff man's aboard.
Brad playing him in the hole, having to range, trying to get to this ball up the middle. Just tips off his mitt. Would have had a play on him if he'd have been able to snag it, and Carter gets on.
Good base hit. Brings up John Singleton. 0 for 2. A walk and a run scored. A good year for Wilhelmsen. Been a good middleman. He started a game.
He's given a lot of multiple innings.
Yeah.
Over 2 innings. A lot of times.
Chopper goes foul.
As you mentioned, he did start a ball game, and obviously tremendously valuable in middle relief. Could play any part, any role in the bullpen, really, with his talent. But he's got every bit the arsenal to be a starter. No doubt in my mind.
I was about to ask you that exact question.
I mean, it's a lot of it's mindset. Of course, there's need.
Right.
Right now, there isn't really a need.
What is it? What are those things that you see that says, you know, hey, this guy could be a full-time, you know, you tell him at the end of the season, dude, we want you to come back as a starter. What are the things that you see that put him in that category? There's the 0-2 pitch.
Well, he has the complete complement of pitches. I mean, he's a 4-pitch guy minimum. He's got a great curveball. He's got a changeup for left-handers. He's got the cutter slider to right-handers. And he's made some big jumps in control this year. He's kind of solved the whatever that was, that release point problem, or the fastball, I'm afraid to throw it for a strike. And now he's just going right at people, and he's got all that secondary stuff behind it, like that.
That's a fine pitch, and he's added to combat left-handers.
I mean, if you don't get to him and he's got Uncle Charlie in his back pocket, you're in a world of hurt. And there it was right there, coming out to play. The 12-6 hook, right off the table.
Impressive. So 1 out, 1 on here in the 8th. Brings up Matt Dominguez. Small crowd, 16,931. Hopefully the numbers will be significantly bigger for the Oakland series coming up. Mariners off tomorrow, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday here before taking off for Anaheim.
I mean, clearly this is not a sprint, it's a marathon, but we're getting to the sprint part of the program.
That's right.
So people, you know, feel free. to come out. This thing is coming right down to the wire. Be a part of it.
Be in the gun lap.
Yes.
Covered enough track events. Final lap.
I mean, we'll take it all. The scarves, the jerseys, the face paint.
Yeah,
we might
not?
even take those horns that they blow across the street. We'll take them all, right? Why not?
I hear you. 0-2 here to Matt Dominguez, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Center field. Jackson headed all the way. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Alex Presley, who's playing in right field tonight. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored.
Jackson can play a little bit of center field now.
Oh, man. What a
He's
great
solid.
pickup at the trade deadline. Signed through next year. Did a nice job leading off. Had a tough night tonight with 3 strikeouts. But he has been a valuable piece since coming over from Detroit. Fastball at 96. Called a strike. Veras getting ready. Jose Veras. Tom ahead. 0-2.
So now you've seen 96 on both sides, and you haven't seen the hook yet. Good luck.
And plus, he's developed that changeup against
That's
lefties.
correct.
That's been very effective for him as well. 2 outs, man at first. Top of the 8th. Mariners down 4-2. Wind picking up, blowing left to right. Runner goes outside. Throw down to second. Carter safe. Big man rumbling to second base with his 5th stolen base of the season. He's 5 out of 6.
Aggressive Astros ball club. Chris Carter taking off and stealing a base. See this, gets his foot in just before Miller's tag. Close. These
Time called. Let's see if Lloyd comes out. Gloves on him, and he's not to the bag. Not going to come out.
super slow, man. It reveals all, doesn't it?
Sure does. 1-2 pitch here to Presley. Breaking ball hit the other way. Base hit. Jones charges. Carter trying to score and will. And Presley will continue running. He goes to third, and he is in there safely. And now you wish they'd come out and challenged. A single and an RBI. E7 allows the advancement to third.
2-strike curveball. Presley just serves it the other way. James Jones comes up throwing a little wide. Ball gets past Zunino, and Presley just keeps running, gets all the way over to third base. Aggressive base running by the Astros.
A run scoring single. An E7.
Tom would like
Presley
to
at
have
third.
that breaking ball back. That curveball he just didn't finish, left it up in the strike zone.
Stassi drove in the first 2 runs of the ball game. 0-2. A 5-2 lead for the Astros. And again, Chicago beat the A's already tonight, 2-1. 9 hits now for the Astros. 5, 9, and 1. 5 runs, 9 hits, and an error. The Mariners 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error. 0-2 pitch outside. I think it's a power arms out in that pen.
All the way above the line. Look at that. One after the other.
Fly ball right field for Michael Saunders. There to make the catch. The Astros get a run on 2 hits, an error, and a man left. The lead is now 5-2 Houston.
That Oakland and Detroit have already lost. Welcome back to the Ford Sports Desk at Safeco Field. Tom Glasgow with you. It's time for our AT&T fan photo of the night. Let's take a look what we have in the old grab bag. And that would be a photo sent in by Samantha. I believe that would be Samantha on the right. Oh, and what are the odds at Safeco Field Samantha would bump into the Moose? Outstanding. Nice shot there. Hey, tweet your photos to hashtag Mariners fan photo for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast. Right now, let's send it upstairs to Dave and Bill. Guys?
All right, Tab, thank you so much. Jose Veras' second tour of duty with the Houston Astros. 9 years in the big leagues.
This time it's around, it's been pretty good, you know, with the injuries out in the bullpen. Jesse Crane gone for the year. Albers gone for the the year. Jose Veras has stepped in and pitched very, very well. They getting 214 off him. You see the strikeouts to innings pitched. Fastball 93 plus and a really good curveball.
Jason Castro taking over behind the dish. Veras was traded by the Astros to the Tigers at the trade deadline in 2013. Became a free agent in November. Cubs signed him in December 13, and then they released him June 10th this year. And now he's back with Houston. Mike Zunino is his first hitter. There's a big man, 6'6", 240. He's out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, 33 years old. One foul. Count remains 2-2. 3 runs in the second, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the eighth for the Astros. 2 runs in the bottom of the second for the Mariners. whole section to themselves.
Just going to say good night to track down a foul ball. Not as much competition.
Two to Zunino. That is foul.
Remember old Cleveland Municipal Stadium?
Oh goodness, yes.
I can't forget it. What a mausoleum. And they had some pretty paltry crowds that would show up for Cleveland Indian baseball. I know you're surprised to hear that. Talk about interesting races for foul balls. Watching kids track balls down in that cavernous ballpark. It was fairly entertaining when you're a starting pitcher and have really nothing to add to the game that night.
Oh, the sights you can see in Cleveland.
Giant ballpark and a really small clubhouse.
Yeah.
I thought, how do the football players fit in here?
Strike 3 called. Zunino gone. One away in the 8th. Let's go back to Chris Carter stealing second. This is what we were showing. And right there, that angle looked like
came off the base right when Miller tagged. He touched the base, but then when Miller tagged, he had his foot off the base. As you'll watch, he comes off the base. There's the tag. Super slow-mo says you're out.
Then Zunino, they were waiting to see if there was. And Wilhelmsen was already on the rubber, so that wipes out any ability
no
to
chance
challenge.
to challenge, exactly.
Alex Presley delivers the RBI single to Stuart Carter. Here's James Jones. 0 for 2 tonight. Fly to left and a strikeout. (2-0) to James Jones. 2-1.
That was 2 by that slower.
Mariners have been held hitless since the 3rd inning. This is playable. VR going over, calling everybody off, makes the play. 2 outs. Boy, it has been a tough go against Houston pitching here. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Urias Medina heating up. Mariners have 2 outs here in the 8th. Austin Jackson, the hitter, and he struck out 3 times tonight, once looking, twice swinging. Last hit by the Mariners back in the 3rd inning, infield hit by Cano, and then he was erased in the first of 3 double plays turned tonight by Houston. Got a hit in the 2nd inning from Saunders. 2 runs, 2 hits in the 2nd inning. Infield hit Miller, 2-run double Zunino, and then a Cano hit in the 3rd. Since then, nada.
Well, some of the credit is due to Houston's pitched well. But as you look at this Mariner club, they're never going to be a bashing club. But you know, they kind of go as Cano and Seager perform. That's the story of this team. When they go well, the team goes well. When they get more than those 2 guys, they really go well.
Seager tonight 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Cano 1 for 3.
The other piece of the equation is the guy that I call the sidekick, and that's Dustin Ackley, who's not playing because of injury. And really, when you look at it, that's the dynamic duo plus the sidekick has been the story of the resurgence in their offense.
Ball and 2 strikes from Barris. Astro could not make the stop on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 5-2. Houston lead. 2 outs, nobody on, and a 2-2 count. It's Austin Jackson. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball struck him out in a golden sombrero for Austin tonight. He skated 4 times as we go to the 9th. The Mariners down 5-2.
Five to 2. Welcome back to the Ford Sports Desk. How about we give you a little preview of what's coming your way on Mariners post-game, presented by, that is, Delta Airlines. We'll hear from the skipper, Lloyd McClendon. Commissioner Bud Selig in town today. Some comments from the commissioner as he is nearing the end of his tenure. And we will look ahead to a critical series with the Oakland A's beginning on Friday. That's coming your way. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines as we send it back upstairs to Dave and Bill.
All right, Tom, thank you. Urivis Medina takes over on the mound for the Mariners. He had a tough go last night in a 2-1 Mariner loss. A third of an inning, 2 hits, a run that was earned, a walk, and a strikeout. Here in the 9th.
Urivis has held his control together pretty good this year, and it's got away from him a little bit last night. The walk being really the key blow, if you want to call it that. Of course, he gave up a couple hits, including a game winner to VR, but this guy's had a terrific season. Good sinking fastball, good slider, real good stuff.
Jonathan VR will be his first hitter. VR, Robbie Grossman, and Jose Altuve. Fastball at 94 up high, ball 1. VR tonight, second inning RBI double, since then a strikeout and a ground out. How about that youngster right there, Nick Tropiano, major league debut, left with the lead. He's in line to get this victory. 9-5 with a 3.03 ERA at AAA Oklahoma City. Made his debut here tonight in the big leagues. VR swings through 1-2.
Truly an unforgettable night for him, no matter how it turns out, but he performed very well this evening.
Outpitched to Sashi Iwakuma. Didn't have it tonight. 4 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. 1-2. Chop foul. 1-2 to VR, leading up the top of the ninth. Get down to Brad Miller, and he throws out the Houston shortstop.
Taking a look at how quickly Wilhelmsen gets ready to pitch. We're talking about how there wasn't enough time to get the protest or the challenge in from the dugout, Dave, and you can see how slowly Singleton is returning back to home plate and how Tom is ready to pitch. And some of that is just to get rhythm. You're asking pitchers to work quick, right? And that's what he's trying to do. But in the case of the challenge, that wasn't the right thing to do.
Fouled back by Robbie Grossman. Took off the ability to challenge, and then Presley delivers an RBI single. Carter scored easily from second. Fifth inning single and a run scored for Grossman.
Obviously, teams have to have access to see the game replay, right? They have to be able to see it one way or the other. They're seeing it somewhere, right, Dave? Oh, I remember back in the day when we played against the Orioles. Frank Robinson was the manager of the Orioles. He used to turn the TVs off.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because he didn't want any edge. Turn those things off. Wonder how that would play now.
Can't do it. Can't play like that anymore. In the hole, backhand. Miller, tough throw. Good speed by Grossman. We've seen that the entire series. That young man can run. That's his second hit tonight.
He's got a nice approach at the plate. Just stays on the baseball, hits it the other way. You see Miller going after this backhand. It's a do or die kind of opportunity, throwing on the run, but you got a plus runner. So really, you just have no chance. Great effort by Miller right there to try to make the play here, and almost does.
So 1 out, 1 on for the American League's leading hitter, Jose Altuve. Started out this series 0 for 9. Last 2 at bats, an RBI double and a single to left. Last base hit gave him 200 for the season. Grossman takes off as Altuve swings, fouls it off.
Getting back to what I was talking about, Robinson was convinced that that you could figure out the series at second base, so he didn't want anybody up there picking in on their catcher, seeing the signs. So there. Frank Robinson. Never quit competing.
Altuve also has a stolen base this evening. Put it in play here. Chopper will shovel, and Cano will not get the speedy Altuve on that slow roller. 2 outs. Altuve aboard on a fielder's choice. Be here this fall as Big Sky Conference football kicks off on Root Sports, presented by your local Ford stores. Watch the Eastern Washington Eagles take on the Montana State Bobcats. All the action begins Saturday, September 20th, noon Pacific, right here in Root Sports, the home of Big Sky football.
How about that Eastern Washington quarterback? Yeah, he was slinging around a little bit, wasn't he?
Didn't see it, but I saw the numbers. They were very impressive.
7 touchdown passes.
Vernon Adams put on a show. It's the Huskies.
It was a shootout. He held his own. That's a impressive afternoon.
Dexter Fowler struck out his last time. Had a double back in the third. Altuve generally doesn't wait around too much when he gets on first base.
Good moving fastball there from Medina. 94 miles an hour. You see Tracer showing it off the plate, but lots of movement. Looked like from the hitter standpoint, a ball on the outer third that just came completely off the plate.
0-2 to Fowler. Ball one. Dina ready, 2 outs, runner at first. Pitch up high, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner at first. Cano has the easy play. Mariners looking for some late inning lightning. They're going to have Saunders, Cano, and Morales coming up. They're trailing 5-2. In the 9th to win this series against the Houston Astros. Up next after day off tomorrow. CenturyLink link to what's next. Look at these pitching matchups when the Athletics come to town for the final time this season. Hamlin, Paxton, Sonny Gray and Felix, John Lester and Chris Young.
Dave, they're all heavyweight matchups. Should be exciting weekend baseball, and the A's are right inside of the Mariners. The big thing is the Mariners just have to start taking care of their own business, and the rally caps are out. So why not?
A's lost earlier tonight in Chicago 2-1, and then tomorrow the A's get Chris Sale in Chicago to wrap up that series. A big rally and a victory here could really be huge. I want to take this opportunity to thank Bud Selig in his visit here to Seattle. He visited us in the 2nd inning. Spent some time with him. And wish him the best. He's going to be teaching at the University of Wisconsin. Talking about sports and American history and business. That'll be interesting. Here we go. Tony Sipp, the veteran left-hander, is on the mound here. Michael Saunders to lead it off. Strike one from Tony Sipp, former Cleveland Indian. Saunders tonight, 14th time he's batted in the 2-hole. He had a lot of success early in the season before he had a multitude of injuries. Sondo tonight, 1 for 2 with a walk. Big part of the Mariner offense being stymied tonight by Houston. The Astros turned 3 double plays. 3-6-1, a 5-4-3, and a 6-6-3.
Pitcher's best friend.
1-1. Saunders pulls one foul. Mariners looking for their first hit since a Cano infield single in the third. That is a long stretch of not much happening offensively. Sparse crowd, 16,931, trying to root the boys home here in the bottom of the ninth. Strike, 3 called, much to the displeasure of Mr. Saunders. Pat Holberg has home plate tonight.
Tony Sipp with the nasty slide ball right here to lock up Michael Saunders. Sipp, the 3rd best batting average against in the American League out of the bullpen, 148, and you can see why. Pretty good pitch right there. Sondo not happy.
Here's Robinson Cano. Last man to reach via base hit. Back in the third.
Hard thing about baseball is you have to kind of suck it up sometimes. When somebody makes a great pitch, a guy like Saunders, you know, he could skate backwards and hit somebody into the board. You know, as a kid, you can't do that in baseball.
That's right. You mentioned 3 double plays turned by Houston. 1 in the third, 1 in the 6th, and another in the 7th. By Cano. Mariners have only left 2 men aboard.
Astros with the 15th, well, the worst ERA in the American League and the most blown saves. They've held up pretty well tonight.
5 runs, 10 hits, an error, 7 left for Houston. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 2 left by the Mariners. 1-1. Bounce through. No, here's VR. He will hold, and it's a base hit for Cano. His 2nd infield hit. First since his infield hit back in the 3rd inning. VR last night made it seem like a host of defensive gems.
Nothing he could do with this one. Cano just goes inside out, hits that ball in the hole, much like Altuve. Cano is undefensible because he can hit the ball everywhere. I see VR with a great play, but really no chance of throwing out Cano, who runs better than average coming out of the left side of the batter's box.
Kendrys Morales, the hitter. He's bounced into 2 double plays and popped up. Ball 1.
Kendrys has had a lot more success right-handed than left-handed so far this year. There you can see the splits. Much better right-handed, 271. Really need his bat to come alive a little bit, Dave. We've seen a couple of moments in Texas and a couple of places, but not as much as the Mariners hope, but no reason that it couldn't start right now.
There's the 1-0 from Sipp. Big swing and a miss.
A pretty good idea what he was doing there.
Yeah. No doubt about that.
Got the fastball, just rode in on him a little bit, and Kendrys took some of the air out of the building right there.
Morales, a 1-1 count with Cano at first. Took a lot off, heading way out in front.
After throwing a fastball 92, how about a 78-mile-an-hour circle changeup? That'll get you out in front.
1-2. Pitch to Morales. Cano, 2-step lead. Nothing doing over there. 5-2. Houston lead. A 1-2 pitch to Morales. That's hanging up in the air for Grossman. 2 outs.
Just off the end of the bat on the changeup.
Leave it up to Kyle Seager here to try to keep this thing going. Nick Tropiano is 1 out away from recording his first major league win in his and getting it in his debut. Not only has Tropiano done a nice job, but Darren Downs, Jose Veras, and now Tony Sipp coming out of the bullpen, gotten the job done. To Kyle. There's a strike, 1-1. Chicago's already beaten the Athletics 2-1. Angels wiped out Texas 8-1. Detroit lost 3-0. Watch out for Toronto. Big win by the Blue Jays tonight. There's a 1-1 to Seager. Two and one.
Angels on some kind of a run, aren't they? 13 out of 15, best record in baseball.
Don't sleep on Toronto just yet. They beat the Cubs 11-1. Mariners have to play them 4 times.
A team can slug now.
2-1. Seager, high fly ball. Right field into the corner. Presley is there, and that's the ball game. And the Houston Astros come to Seattle and take 2 out of 3. And they've beaten the Mariners 6 out of 10 times in this building. And the story, Nick Tropiano, with help from the bullpen, Nick gets his first big league win in his major league debut.
An unforgettable evening for Nick Tropiano and his family. And the Houston Astros are a surprising club. They've now won 3 straight series in the AL West, and the Mariners are going to have to figure out some offense, Dave. Sometimes you're going to have to do it with offense. Tonight, Hisashi Irakuma, not his usual impeccable self, and it put them behind the 8 ball, and they just could not find offense to catch up.
3 hours and 1 minute for the Astros to come up with this victory, taking this series 2 out of 3. We'll see them in a couple of weekends. Bill Kruger, pleasure having you with us as always.
Thank you very much, Dave. I enjoyed it.
And it's great to have you with us, and thanks to Commissioner Bud Selig for stopping by. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines begins right now with Brad and Dave Valley.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that is 3 losses in the last 4 games for this team. They talked about the offense, Mr.